I did a video last year on Aldi's potato chips because they seem like they were better up north than they were in the south, and I actually think I'm onto something with that. Unfortunately, on my last trip to Ohio, when I went to snitch potato chips at 2 o'clock in the morning when my brother was not guarding his stash, and I noticed that he didn't have any potato chips in the house, which is very unusual. I had to confront him the next day. He told me the potato chips are just the same as they are up in Ohio now, that they don't have the flavor, their texture is wrong, and so he just quit eating them. Well, I had to check that out.
The road ahead, it twists and turns, and the sun beats down and it burns, but I keep on pushing through. And every step quicker than the last, my feet tread down this beaten path, and I keep.
So that prompted me to go on a mission. Well, I went out and I got some potato chips at the Aldi's in Ohio. I'm at Aldi in Heath, Ohio. I'm here to do my second investigation on the potato chip mystery, the dark side.
Big ground. Yeah, I get up.
Then I went over to Calhoun and picked up some more. I'm at Aldi in Calhoun, Georgia. I just happened to have gone up there a couple months ago before they changed over, and they were still having the good ones that I know are good. I bought a whole case of them, so I actually have a control group. Now they've got my curiosity up. I need to see whether there's anything to this or not. We're gonna see whether my brother's just full of crap or just been eating too many of them and got tired of them. We're gonna do the Aldi's North versus South Potato Chip Challenge. So, with that in hand, I'm gonna get these potato chips out, lay them out, and we're gonna get our testing in gear right now. These are the ones that, look, no potato chips. Well, here we have them. This is the moment of truth. First, let's take a look at them. Let's just inspect them visually. We'll take a look at the control group from Ohio. These are the ones that I bought several months ago that I know were good and were the higher quality. And that's usually why I buy them up there, is because they're better, and I just buy a case at a time. I just happen to have some left over. You can see the quality. You can look at them and see that they're of a finer quality. They're like a denser potato. Definitely a different variety of potato. There's the bubbling isn't there. You have more high quality potato chips, less broken ones. Of course, these came off the top of the bag. These are the Aldi potato chips that are local from Calhoun, Georgia. You can see that they kind of look like this. They're a little more transparent, a little more bubbling. They don't seem to be quite the quality that the ones that I got up in Ohio a few months ago. I don't know how they taste yet. We haven't tasted them. But this is the kind of potato chips that we see from here. This is what I was trying to get away from. These are the ones that I got from Ohio this time that my brother said weren't as good, and he had stopped eating them. If you look at them, they actually look quite similar to the ones that I got here local in Calhoun. So it looks like they're batching them from the same place. More bubbling, almost bleed through. They just don't look quite as good. All right, now that we've done visual inspection, and there's an obvious difference to me anyway, the next thing I'm gonna check if they're sliced the same thickness. I'm gonna give it the good old college try with my trusty dial gauge. Okay, I've got 0.9 millimeters on the control group. We have 1.31 millimeters on the Calhoun Aldi's. Next, we're gonna check the Ohio Aldi's. Gotta pick a non-bubbled spot. We'll get out near the edge, and we have 1.22 millimeters. So, in our caliper test, the other two seem to be slightly thicker. Maybe that makes a difference in the way they were cooked, or maybe they have to cut them a little thicker because of the variety of the potatoes. I don't know. Aldi's won't tell us. What's all this mean? Probably nothing. But anyway, these are thicker. This is scientific. We use science here. I need more Diet Coke. For the next test, I want to see how greasy they really are. I only know one way to tell how much oil is something, because guess what? Oil burns. That's what our country's founded on, burning oil. So, let's get on with this test. Let's light them up and see how well they burn. You can see the flame, you can see it burning. We'll put that out. Now we're gonna go we'll burn one of these potato chips from the Calhoun Aldi and see how well it lights up. There you go, it's burning. I think the flame looks a little bit bigger. Maybe that means they have a little more oil in it. Maybe it doesn't look any better, but from my point of view, it does. Let's try the subject. And it burns. I think it burns pretty damn big. So let's go back and try the Calhoun Aldi one more time and give it a shot and see how well it burns. Okay. Is my grease test very scientific? No. Does it actually mean anything? Probably not. Did the two potato chips burn better than the control group? It's really hard to tell. So, on that test, we're gonna call it a draw. Oh. They seem to burn a little bit better though, and grease does burn. But you know, what it all boils down to, and is always gonna boil down to, and that is Joe's bite test. Let's give it a shot. But before we start, I need to clear the palate with a little Diet Coke. So let's go and try the Ohio Aldis, the offending organisms. They're not bad. They're not as salty. They don't have a lot of flavor, and they're a little crunchier. And we'll try a couple potato chips from our local Aldi. Maybe slightly saltier, but the consistency is pretty much the same as that. The taste is much, I wouldn't call it burnt, but just not a real pleasing taste. And this is why I drive 500 miles to get my potato chips from Aldi's. Well, let's try the control group. Whoa. They're a little saltier. You can actually go taste a little more potatoey taste. They have more of a feathery texture, a lighter texture than the other two do here. Maybe even slightly less greasy. I do enjoy them though. They're definitely not the same. Perhaps they're using a denser variety of potatoes that they can slice slightly thinner. They almost melt in your mouth. Some of y'all like them kettle hard fried greasy potato chips. I don't. Like Jimmy John's. I can't stand the potato chips at Jimmy John's. I don't know why they don't give anybody any choice, but this isn't a Jimmy John's video. I really did think my brother was full of crap. He often is. But this time, he's on the money. I can see why he has abandoned all these potato chips. Now we like Aldi's, get a lot of our food there, but not the potato chips. Not until they rectify this situation. And the quality of the potato chips in the northern Aldi's are, in my opinion, indeed compromised. If they look different, they taste different, they even burn slightly different. So, in conclusion, well, I'd like to say, Aldi's, I'm on to you. You're not pulling the wool over my eyes. I pay attention. I do my research. I use science. If any of you out there find this interesting, would like to see more this kind of research, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, hit the notify button as I produce a video at least once a week. And I would like to give another shout out to Joe Mueller. I hope you are well, dude. You take care of yourself. and I will be in touch. I did a video last.
You give me love now unconditional. My heart condition nearly critical. You make me stronger than I've ever been before, but also weak and the knees falling to the floor. Afraid I'll lose myself deep in your eyes, and all at once I'm found and recognized. Oh, you caught me, honey, unbelievable.
Someone left me a quarter in. These are Ohio potato chips.
Now that you got me, oh, it's unmistakable.